Hello and welcome to another Tunisian crochet pattern tutorial. So today we are making something seasonal. We are making pumpkins. So I've got one ready already, one sample. I've got one that is almost finished, and then I'm going to show you one how we work on this from the beginning. So without further ado, let's dive in. So what you will need for this project is 7mm Tunisian crochet hook and some yarn. So I'm using DK weight yarn. So I've used Hayfield bonus DK. I've had two different colors or three different colors, and I'm using this two strands held together. As it's two strands held together, if you've got which roughly is somewhere between Aran and bulky weight. So if you prefer to use that rather than work with two strands, please go ahead. I would just encourage you to first make a small swatch just to make sure that the gauge is approximately around what I'm going to be using. This is super easy pattern because we will be only using Tunisian knit and Tunisian purl stitches in Tunisian crochet, and we will be working this flat. So we will be working in rows rather than rounds. And another very important component that you will need is some filling. So I've got this fiber filling from a different project that I had to frog and pull back. So I've got a whole box of fiber filling just waiting to be used. So to start with, we will make a slip knot. What I encourage you to do is to leave quite long tail, because you can then use the tail to either enclose the pumpkin on the bottom or top, or you can use it for seaming the side. So I like to leave about 6 to 8 inches of tail for weaving in. I'm going to leave longer this time. So we start with a slip knot, and then we will chain. If you prefer a different method of starting your project, for example foundation stitches, welcome to do that. For this project I would really my preferred method is to chain. So to chain, you will yarn over the hook and pull through. That's chain 1, and we need 45 chains in total. So we're going to go ahead and chain 45. I let you to pause the video, chain your 45, and then come back. For row number 1, once you've got all your chains done, we'll then turn the chains and we'll work into the back bumps of your chain stitches. You will insert the hook from front to back, yarn over, pull up a loop. Each loop corresponds to a stitch. So for each chain that you've just made in the foundation chain, you will have 1 stitch. So once you work all these chains, you should have, or you would have, 45 loops on your hook, corresponding to 45 stitches. The reason why we work an odd number is for the stitch pattern to work out, so there is a minimum disruption for the seaming, and I'm going to show you what I mean right now, so it would make sense. So once we finish the basic panel, you will then seam the sides, and if we had an even number of stitches, you would have an extra Tunisian knit stitch along the edge. So then the seam would look too bulky and you can easily spot it. However, this way, the way we seam it, we just seam the edges, which almost look like a Tunisian knit stitch on its own. So the stitch pattern kind of flows better all around. Right, so I'm going to let you go ahead, work all your chains, and then I'll meet you back for the return pass of row number 1. For your return pass, you will first yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, and you will keep on repeating yarn over, pull through 2 until you have 1 loop left on the hook. And this is a standard return pass. We will use standard return pass for all rows of our project. For row number 2, and this will be a pattern repeat row, we will start with working Tunisian purl stitch. For purl stitch, you'll bring the yarn to the front, insert the hook from right to left, and yarn over, pull up a loop, followed by a Tunisian knit stitch. Tunisian knit stitch is worked between the front and the back vertical bars, so we will find the space between the legs of the stitch, insert yarn over, pull up a loop, and then Tunisian purl, Tunisian knit, Tunisian purl, Tunisian knit. Until last 2 stitches you will work Tunisian purl stitch and then an end stitch. Pause the video, work your Tunisian purl and knit stitches up to the end, and I'm going to show you how to do the end stitch next. For the end stitch, it will work under both strands. Now we've got 4 strands, so under all 4 of the last stitch. So there's one double strand on the right and one on the left. So you will work under all of these, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then standard return pass. After you finish row number 2, you will then continue with repeating the same stitch pattern as for row number 2 between rows 3 and 20. Row 21 will be a bind off row, so I'm going to show you on this small sample how to do the bind off. So we will do stitch pattern bind off. That means the stitches will be bound off exactly in the same way that they are worked. So for Tunisian purl stitch, which is the first one here in this row, we will work a Tunisian purl stitch, but instead of keeping the loop on the hook, we will pull through to only have one loop left on the hook. Next is Tunisian knit, so we'll work Tunisian knit and pull through the loop on the hook, and you will repeat this for every single stitch of your row, including the end stitch, so you will have one loop traveling and binding off. Now on to assembly. We will have this rectangle, so we will put it the wrong side down, so you will have the right side facing. As you can see, I've got quite long end. We will then bring the edges in, so now the wrong side is facing up, and we'll be working through the top loops of each edge. We'll thread the yarn. I'm still using 2 strands because I think that is going to secure the edge a little bit better. And I will start at the bottom. So here I have the yarn attached on the left. I prefer on the right, but either side is fine. Basically the principle is that you will go to the other side. So I will go now into the right side, top 2 loops, 1 stitch up, and then go back from where I started. Okay, so now I'm back to the left. I'm going to go 1 stitch up on the left and back where I've started on the right side, then 1 stitch up on the right, go back down to the left, again 1 stitch up on the left, go back down on the right, 1 stitch up on the right, back down to the left. You will continue along the edges all the way to the top. The next step is to enclose one of the sides of the tube. So now once we've done the seam, we've got the tube. So what I do, it doesn't matter which side you're going to be doing first, you are going to be enclosing it. So we still have it the wrong side up. And what I like to do is I like to go to the top of the stitches. This would be the bind off row if you are on the top, or this would be the foundation chain if you're at the bottom. And I'll go under that stitch from one side, and then I skip one, and I'm going to go back on the next one. So I'm now on this side, I skip one, go up this way, I skip the next stitch, work into the next one. What we are creating basically is a drawstring on one of the sides for us to be able to enclose the bottom of the project. So I'm going to let you to go ahead, do that, and then we come back for the next step. Once you go all the way around, we'll then pull the drawstring like so. So it's similar to when we do the crown on the hat. Make sure that it's nice and tight. And then you want to make few stitches around the middle just to weave the yarn in. And because this bit is going to go into the inside of the project, I don't even mind if it looks just tiny little bit messy, but of course you want to have your project neat, so I don't even mind to make a few knots here, because the last thing you want is for the fiber filling to start coming out into your display. So you want to make sure that this middle is secured really tightly. Okay, now if you prefer, you can cut the yarn or weave it in. Because it's going to go into the middle, I don't mind if it stays in there. So you basically now turn the project inside out. As you can see, you've got now tube that is enclosed on one side. Now we're going to start. You can either make the other drawstring just to prepare it for yourself, so you'll get some more yarn and you will thread it in between the top stitches, or if you prefer, you can start filling the pumpkin with your fiber fill. Once you're happy with how much of the filling you have in your pumpkin, you will then do the drawstring on the other side. So for my one, I left quite a long tail out, just to be able to handle this better. So you kind of try to enclose it as much as possible. And then make a knot. If there is a little hole in the middle, don't worry, that's going to get fixed, or you can leave it for some decorations like the cinnamon. It fits perfectly. Now, if you like to just have kind of round pumpkin, that is fine, you can leave it like this. I prefer to have those ridges around, as you can see. So what we're going to do now, don't worry about this end, we can weave it in or we can just put it inside. I'm going to take the long end and go around the pumpkin halfway, go inside from the other side, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So what I try to do is I'll try to go around along the purl stitches rather than the knit stitches, and that creates a nicer ridges. So I'm going to start here, so I'm going to go around and I try to kind of tension it well. And the first few times it's quite hard because the pumpkins are quite tall, so you will have to kind of maneuver with the needle. So you want to go in the middle and get the needle through the inside on the other side. So it might take a few tries to do that and push it through. And now this is where the magic happens. So as you are pulling it through the other side, you are trying to position it along the purl stitches like so, and pull, 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 pull. Okay, as you can see, That's where the ridge is created. And then you're going to go opposite to it, also through the pearl stitches. Go through the middle again and come out on the other side. So we're going to go through the middle, and again you want to pull it really tight. Okay, so we've got 2 done. Now it's going to be easier every time. So now we're going to go under 90 degrees from what we've just done, again along the pearl stitches, through the middle to the other side. Now we're going to do that again on the other side, opposite to the side that we've just done, and then you're going to go across as well the same way. Once you've gone through all sides, you will then secure the yarn. So again, I'm going to secure it by using a knot here, because now it's all kind of tensioned quite strongly because of the passages that we were going through the pattern. And you can either then weave in ends along the top here, or what I like to do is we can now shorten these ends. They don't need to be as long. What you can do is you could weave them into the pumpkin. So you go inside into the center at some point and go through the other side. So for example, the needle is coming out here now. I will pull it through a little bit tighter, snap it there, and then once it recoils back, it goes inside of the project, so you don't see the end. And I will do the same with the other side as well. There. Okay, go in somewhere inside here. Try to push the needle through. Tighten it slightly. Cut through. And get it back inside. And now that's your pumpkin ready. You can then use seasonal decorations. For example, I have here some cinnamon bark. You can put that inside, or whichever other way you prefer. You can use a little natural ribbon around the bark as well. You can secure it, you can glue it in, and there you go. That's your seasonal display pumpkin. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you usually make your own seasonal display? Have you made any pumpkins this year? And also let me know whether you would like me to make a mini version of these that you can just put somewhere on your desk just to brighten up the mood. And as always, please share the video, comment and like if you find it useful, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.